In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to replace the battery on the Google Pixel 4a. To start off the repair, like any other repair on Android devices, we're going to place the phone on the hot plate set to 85 degrees C, and this one's already spent 5 minutes on there. Once it's warmed up and it's warm to the touch, then we're going to take a suction cup and we're going to place it this time on the very top of the screen here. It's a fairly weak spot and the adhesive tends to come off a little bit easier around here. The screens on these are very expensive to replace, so make sure that you're very careful when you're removing this one. But what I find is if we sort of pull upwards on the suction cup, add a few drops of isopropyl alcohol, eventually the seal's going to start breaking up at this top, and that means that it's fairly easy to remove from there. So I'm just pulling very, very carefully, and I've broken the seal just here now. I don't know if you'll see it on the camera, but with that seal broken, we can now get our trusty guitar pick and we can just insert that a couple of millimeters. Be careful not to insert it too far because there's a risk that you can crack the OLED from the edge. It's not protected at all. But once you've lifted it a little bit, you'll find that it does come away quite easily with the suction cup, heat and alcohol. Once we've done that on one side, we're going to move on to the other side and then do exactly the same thing there. Just very carefully running that guitar pick along the edge. Now on the bottom, I don't ever insert the guitar pick into there because there is a risk that we might damage the cable for the OLED, so I'm just lifting up very carefully. Once I've got it to about here, so that all the adhesive is separated from this bottom area, then we can wiggle it from side to side a little bit. Add some more isopropyl alcohol, and this should pull that way, pull it that way, I'm saying, and then flip up like that. We'll take it over to the workbench now. So now that we've separated the screen from the chassis, pull away any leftover glue, and then we're just going to sort of stand the screen up like this and hold it there with our left hand. If you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, you probably do it the opposite way. And then we need to peel back this little black tape with some tweezers. This one's been an awkward one. Now that we've removed that tape, it's going to reveal two screws just here that need to be taken out of the way. These are held down with T2 screws, I believe. So you will need a little Torx screwdriver for this job. Once they're out of the way, take your tweezers and pull up that little shield, store it safely, and then I just usually get hold of the flex cable around here and just pull it upwards to separate it. Store that screen safely for reinstallation later, and then we'll continue with disassembly. The frustrating part about these phones is that once you've removed the screen, you've still got to remove the back from the mid frame. So this is held down with more T2 screws, and we're going to start off in this top corner and remove all of them. Whilst I'm removing these screws, I will just mention that this really isn't a beginner repair at all. It is quite difficult. I'd probably put it as a 4 out of 5 on a difficulty scale, maybe 4.5, just because you'll see as I'm going through what makes it more difficult, and it's just one of those crappy little jobs that sometimes you've got to do. So now that all those T2 screws are removed, I say all, I've missed one just here, don't forget that one. Pop out the SIM tray, and then that's going to work as our entry point for the guitar pick. So like I said, the back cover needs to come off next. So if we start off where we just removed the SIM tray, it's a sort of weak spot between the mid frame and the back cover, and we're just going to run this guitar pick all the way around, separating it from this back. So don't be tempted now just to pull this back cover straight off the phone, because there's some flex cables for the fingerprint sensor and the flash, I believe. So what you have to do, you have to sort of pull it back like that and fold it underneath itself, and then you can get access to the rest of the phone. Next, there's a large metal shield what's holding down the motherboard and all the connectors, so we're going to remove that. Rather frustratingly, all the screws are a different size, so you'll have to make note of what size screw you remove from where. So we'll start off on the right side of the rear camera, taking out this black screw. Then we've got a small silver screw that needs to be removed here. Move down the phone, either side of the battery connector, you've got a small silver screw and another one of those medium-sized black screws. And then at the very bottom of the phone now, you've got two silver screws One of these is longer than the others. The long screw goes in here next to the speaker. A short screw just above the charging port, and then finally it was a black screw just by the vibration motor. If you don't remember this, when we put it back together, I will go through each and every screw that we took out and just remind you. Now I'm going to get the tweezers just underneath this bit, and you have to sort of peel it away funny, this, because it's clipped in and it can be awkward, and we don't want to put any damage or pressure on these cables up the top. But yeah, that metal bracket comes away like that, and now we can use the plastic spudger to disconnect these two awkward flex cables and actually separate that back cover properly now. Use your spudger now to disconnect the battery, and then you're going to flip the phone back over. It sounds counterproductive, but underneath one of these little stickers is some little pull tabs just hiding. I think it's this one. Yes. So once you've pulled that up, you've got a little battery pull tab here, and we'll try and pull it out. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'll use the tweezers to sort of help me along, and you can see that the adhesive sticker underneath is just pulling out. And I'm aiming to get this out in one piece, although sometimes it can be tricky. Wiggle it from side to side, it can help it if it gets a little bit stuck. And I think that's come out in one. I don't think it's snapped off. And then the other one is under this little sticker here. So go ahead and remove that one now. Grab hold of it with your tweezers, and same again. I'm just going to try and pull it out in one piece. Spinning it around my tweezers as I go to just shorten it and just make it a bit easier. I think we might get it in one. This will be a miracle. Oh, it's snapped, but it's not snapped super bad. We can get hold of it still. I think that's as much as I'm going to get from there. So that one didn't come out all the way. Let's check now if I can get the guitar pick underneath this battery to lift it out, which we can. That's good news. Let's see. Oh, you see how it, like the adhesive stretches, look, and there was only a couple of millimeters left on there. So that's the battery removed. Now it's a case of reversing the steps that we've just taken to remove the battery to get it all put back together again. As you can see, we've got genuine Google Pixel 4a internal battery. I'll pop a link for that in the description below. So we've got the new genuine Google Pixel battery, and we're just going to plunk it straight into where we removed the old one from, and then just make sure that it secures into the connector. Don't apply too much pressure until you're confident that it will secure down properly. But now that that's secured, we're going to go up to the top again, and we're going to sort of lay the top of the phone onto the back cover and reconnect these cables. They are awkward as hell. You might need to use the tweezers to help you along and help you line it up, but you certainly don't want to snap these. I'm going to actually stand it up a little bit like that and see if that's any easier, because this is real awkward with the camera in my face. Right, that's the fingerprint one reattached. Now we'll go for the flash. I'm going to keep it sort of propped up in my hand. It's really awkward to handle this one. And then line up the little shield that goes on the back there until it clips into place. And then we'll grab hold of the screws, starting off the way that we took them out. So I'm going to start in the top here and get the little black one there first of all. Now we've got a small silver coloured one. Move down to the battery area, where the top one is a small silver one and the one underneath is the black one. Now finally it's just those three that go in the bottom. We've got the long silver one. Put that one in first. Don't get it wrong, this one, because you'll probably crunch through something if you do. Small silver one just here, and then you should have just one sort of medium-sized black one left, which goes in here. With those re-secured, we can reattach the back cover now and apply pressure until it clips all the way around. And there's no awkward little gaps or anything like that. It should look something like that. We can now re-secure the 7 screws that were holding the back cover on. Make sure that they're tightened down nicely, and you might find that it just pulls the back cover a bit tighter to the mid frame as you're doing it. The last one's down the bottom. I said 7 screws, but I think it's actually 8. But just a quick one whilst these are going in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like repair content like this. And if you are having to go at it yourself, let me know how you get on in the comments below. I know this isn't the easiest job in the world, but I know that you've got this. So with all those re-secured now, we're going to take a minute to clean up the chassis. Be careful because it is made of plastic. You don't want to go too hard with this blade, but you also need to effectively remove all of the leftover adhesive. So just go very lightly with a little X-Acto blade to remove all the leftover glue. Run through both sides. You might find that peeling off some of the adhesive might be easier sometimes. Once you've got it all off, then just use the back edge of one of these metal brushes to clean up any leftover glue or adhesive that might be left behind, or dust. Be careful on the front camera area and sensor area up the top. Use the soft side of the brush for that. So when I'm re-securing these screens down, I run a sort of strip of Tessa tape all the way around the edges and then cut it to fit so that it looks like that. I'm not going to explain how to do it in this video, but there are other videos on our channel where we do go into that in a little bit more detail. Anyway, we're going to reattach this screen back onto here. It can be a bit awkward, so just make sure that it is lined up properly before you apply pressure. And because it's like a bit of a indented sort of thing like that, just apply a bit of pressure with the back of the plastic stick to make sure that it sits down properly. Once it's connected, then go ahead and line up the little metal shield. This has got stuck. And then re-secure the 2 final T2 screws. I don't know why I said T7. That hold it down. Obviously, before you seal it up, it's a good idea to make sure that the phone boots and turns on, which we've got a Google logo, which is always a good sign. Make sure that there's no green lines on the screen or black spots. That means you broke it and we'll have to replace it, which I accept no responsibility for, just for the legal team. And then I'm just going to peel back the adhesive from the back of the screen. Use your tweezers, but just be careful not to like scratch the back of the screen, because that's where the paint is. And then when you line these up, they can be a little bit awkward to line up and easily misalign. So I always go for lining up the bottom first, and make sure that you run your thumb across it like that to make sure that it's flat and it's working good. And then the rest of it will follow once you've got that lined in. I always find that 10 minutes on the heat mat will sort of activate the adhesive a little better as well. So that can be a good idea. But other than that, reinstalling the SIM tray, this repair is now complete. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.